Hi, Pisces. How are you? I'm so grateful that you are choosing to spend your precious time here with me. I'm going to be bringing through messages that Spirit and your Spirit team most want you to know right now. And I felt very called. I don't do this in every reading where I record the sound clearing and like meditation that I do beforehand, but I was told very clearly that I needed to do the sound clearing with you. So we'll do about a 20 or 30-second sound clearing with the singing bowl here. So if you're wearing headphones or anything like that, just be mindful of the noise. But I would really encourage you to just take 20 seconds for yourself to take advantage of this, to ground and center your energy so we can connect energetically and to just kind of clear anything that you might have going on for you, okay? So we're going to do that now, and then we will dive right into your reading. Wow. Okay. So there's a lot that's coming in for you already. I kept hearing spirit into matter, spirit into matter. And there's something very significant about the number 3 that's coming up for you. So much so that like my entire recording studio here went haywire for explicably no reason. Let me show you. So it like completely condensed where I do the cards and I had to redo everything. And the number 3 was coming up before this happened. And then it came down to where like I could only really have 3 things here on the board. Okay. So I realized that when I was like, wow, somehow I went from many crystals to only having 3 intentional items here. So there's something about the number 3 coming up for you, and spirit into matter. And also just a weight. I just saw 313. A weight. And what I mean by weight is like an energetic heaviness that maybe you have been experiencing or navigating that they're wanting to bring up. But I'm being called, like they're kind of pulling me in multiple directions right now because there's so much that's coming through. So I'm being called to this deck that I wasn't intending to start with, but you know, we go where we're led here. And it's the Angels and Auras deck. And now it makes sense why they're pulling me to this, because right before I hit record, they had said, do the sound clearing with them. And I was kind of like, you know, I'm tired. I don't know why. I was like, I'm tired tonight. Maybe I'll just do my meditation to myself and then I'll hit record. And as I looked up from like saying this to myself in my mind, my camera screen here did this insane thing where there was this glowing white light and the camera got, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it wasn't in focus, but it was almost like foggy and I'm trying to think of the word. It was like foggy. I couldn't quite see through it. It starts with an O, opaque, but with this bright light aura. And immediately I was flooded with this gratitude that I felt that an angel or a spirit part of our spirit team was with us. And so they just led me to the Angels and Auras deck. Okay. So I'm going to switch the view here so you can see what I'm doing and pull the card with you. Again, I apologize. I really don't have time this evening to figure out why my camera is so zoomed in, but we're just going to work with it because maybe it was to really drive home that 3 point. But Spirit, what do you have for Pisces? What is coming through here for Pisces that you want them to know? Please and thank you. Do you ever have, you're a very spiritual sign. Do you ever have situations like that where something very otherworldly happens and it could be written off as a technical glitch or just something, odd that happens, but you intuitively know, like you feel it in your body, that was something divine, otherworldly? Look at this. Angels are watching over you. Wow. Supported, protected, loved, and encouraged. Number 14. And then we have card number 1 with Shamuel. Light green. This feels very spring energy, and I'm recording this in the spring. Happiness, vibrancy, energy, and hope. And, I'm really feeling maybe one more here. Do we have one more, Spirit? Yeah, if you're feeling low, if you're feeling heavy, there's a little moth. Look at this, more green energy. I don't think I've ever gotten this card in this deck. Truly, I've never seen this card before, and I've worked with this deck a lot. So that's something. The unicorn is very interesting. And I was just about to say I have the tiniest little moth, like to the side over here, flying around one of my lights. And there's this white butterfly or moth here. And so it says assessment, exploration, honesty, and determination. I'm honestly very drawn to all of the green. And green is about growth. Green is about connected to the heart chakra. And maybe that color is significant for you. But there is something here about hope, about knowing you're supported and protected. And then we have wise decision here with all these angels clapping. This is very interesting. I'm going to pull some tarot to get further messages here. But I feel like there's a growth of energy. And maybe you have been feeling really down, really lost, really discouraged. Your energy has just felt heavy. The world, you can have nothing else going on in your personal life, and the world feels so incredibly heavy right now that alone would be enough to affect your energy because you're so... I'm trying to think of the word I want to use. Permeable, empathetic. You take on the energy of the world around you. You know how sensitive a fish is. And so their water, something can change in their water the most minuscule amount, and it can stress them. It can affect them. And that's very indicative of those who carry, significant Pisces placements. What is this reality check, Spirit? Can we focus in on this? Because this card is really interesting to me. Something about Fern Gully. This card is like making me think of Fern Gully. I don't know that there were unicorns in that movie. It's been a minute since I've seen it. But that was just kind of the vibe, the feeling I was getting when I looked at it. So there's a lot of ones and... yeah. There's a 1 on every card. New beginnings. Reality check. 8 of Swords. Okay. And the Magician. I think right now with 8 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I think right now you are going through something that feels like a reality check. Okay, that feels like I've tried to do this. I've tried to manifest this. I've tried to create this. Who am I to do that? I don't have the tools. I don't have the resources. I don't have the know-how. You know, you need to be like this iridescent white butterfly. You need to be a unicorn to be able to do this thing that I'm doing. Who am I to do that? Yeah, look at her on this card, this very stressed out energy. And Spirit is asking for you to have the innocence and the excitement and vibrancy and hope and energy of a child. Just like when you were a child, you didn't think, oh, well, you know, somebody else would be a better astronaut than me. You know, who am I to be an astronaut? Who am I to be a doctor? Who am I to be an artist, a writer? We didn't think that as kids. The world was our oyster. You know, as I am a child of the, I don't know, late 80s, early 90s. I guess you could say the 90s, probably more or less. And I frequently heard, you know, you can be anything, you can do anything that you set your mind to. The sky is the limit. If you want it and you are determined enough and you work towards it, you can achieve it. And we believed that and internalized that as children. You want to be a superhero? You know, you can be a superhero. But the world is constantly dishing us reality checks through our caregivers, our peers, on TV, you know, books, and just being alive on planet Earth. And slowly that starts to chip away at our confidence, where we start having these, who am I to do XYZ? I can't do that. That's not for people like me. And so the real reality check that's coming in here for you is all of these, you know, stresses and worries and thinking I can't do this. These are things in your mind that were put there by other people and just life happening to you, and it's not the reality. The reality here is you are this unicorn with the rainbow horn. You do live in whatever dreamy, magical state you wish to embody, you know, as long as you're not harming anyone. But when you really think about it, I mean, let's think about this for a minute. When we sit and ponder at the magic of planet Earth, it is Fern Gully. It is magical. These majestic trees, and what do trees do? They talk to each other with their root system under the ground. They release oxygen, so humans and animals can breathe and survive. Like, they do all of these. They produce fruit. I just watched this thing with my children the other day about plants. And it was talking about all the different ways that different plants have learned over time to create sustenance for themselves. Like the pitcher plant is like a pitcher, and it reminded me of when a spider gets stuck in the sink and I have to get a little cup and take it outside because the walls are too slick for it to get out of. And the pitcher plant has figured out, if I have water in the bottom of here and the inside of my pitcher is sweet and slick, I can catch bugs and they will get stuck down in the water in my plant and I can absorb them that way. Like, that's insane. But plants have figured that out, and plants also don't sit around wondering, well, that plant's probably better than me. I can't do that. I mean, this is all human stuff. This is all like the epitome of Eight of Swords. In the Eight of Swords, this person can release themselves from their binds at any time. Their hands are behind their back. Everything is loosely tied. They could release themselves, take the blindfold off, and see how they could maneuver through those swords there. It's a very mental card, and that the things, the fears, and the negative self-talk that is holding you back, while it may have been placed there by other people, it is truly your responsibility alone to walk away from those untrue narratives and to realize that in every sense of the word, you are the magician. You are supported, you are loved, you are encouraged to go back to your most childlike dreams and wonder and create from there with determination, with the reality check here is that you can do whatever you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be, and you can start right now. It doesn't matter if you're 22 or 82. You could learn to crochet. You could learn to garden. You could learn how, I don't know, Microsoft. Why do I want to say Microsoft Excel? What is that even? Like, I'm just trying to articulate that whatever you want to learn, it's never too late. You're never too old or too young. It's all up to you. And you are divinely supported in doing this. Thank you, Spirit. What else is going on? Yeah, Seven of Cups. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. Or is it saying, if you can dream it, you can be it? Or something like that. I mean, what are these wishes in the sky that you have? I'm hearing pick one. Pick one. You can do this. You can do this. There's, you've had a growth of energy that I'm hearing. You have more confidence than I think you ever have before, even though I think you desire to have more. You've done a lot of work on yourself. And I think you're just too hard on yourself. You are too hard on yourself. You can do whatever you set your mind to. You really can. Think of all the things that have been invented because a human being thought, what if that did that? What if I had this to do that? And so someone sat down and invented a chair. Someone sat down and invented a sewing machine. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Earthly, this is a very material, tangible, physical thing. I just keep hearing the same thing. And then they keep poking out Queen of Wands in reverse. I mean, these old thoughts of, I'm not intuitive enough, I'm not clever enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm too old, I'm too young. I honestly want to just say, not to diminish your feelings about it, but it's a bunch of blah, blah, blah. You are good enough. It's always been you. You just needed to go through what you've gone through to get here, to realize that that's old narratives that other people and other things put in your head. I keep hearing that this is to encourage you. You're loved, you're protected, you're encouraged. Oh, look at what just flew out. Four of Wands. Yeah, you can do this. It might take a little work, a little elbow grease. I was going to say elbow sweat. Do elbows sweat? A little elbow grease, a little time, but there's no time like the present. And they keep giving me all these little sayings, these little cliches. But you know what they say about cliches? It's a cliche for a reason, because it's usually true. You can do whatever you set your mind to, and you regret 100% of the shots that you don't take. the Four of Wands is a celebration. It is joy. It is happiness. I mean, look at these people. Typically, it's like a wedding card, but a celebration, a joyous occasion, people getting together to celebrate. These people have we did it. That's what I get when I look at this card. We did it. And all of this yellow, yeah, your solar plexus. I mean, you have a lot of strength and energy inside, more than you think you do, to complete these goals, but you're also strongly supported by your spirit team. And it's more important than ever that you heed that call because, there's no time like the present. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. I can't remember if that's a Wayne Gretzky quote or Michael Scott from The Office. I can't remember. Either way, the time is now. I keep hearing this. There's nothing like the present. You can do this. The sky's the limit. Like all of these sayings. It's interesting. I feel really called to this Ancient Stones oracle. So let's see what else comes through here for you. All right. What else is coming through here for Pisces, Spirit? Please and thank you. What else is coming through? Oh, so the 3 thing, that just popped back up into my awareness. Good things come in 3s. I would amend that by saying just like major things come in 3s. And while I do think in this scenario where we're talking about for you is good things, I just wanted to say major things come in 3s. And I just looked up at the recording time and it said 2222. All right. Any other messages for Pisces, please? Messages for Pisces. The volcano. It says relationships, express, don't stagnate. And I think really that last phrase there could sum up this entire reading. This is an encouragement and a call from Spirit to express, to not remain stagnant in this 8 of Swords energy, to realize that you can create anything because you are the magician. I mean, I don't say that lightly. It's such a strong feeling in this energy. In this the energy of this reading is that if you could only take off the blindfold and see that all of these untruths that you keep repeating in your mind, these untrue seeds you keep watering in your mind, how false that narrative is, how powerful you could be. You would have the power of a child, who believes they can be a superhero, who believes that they can be a ballerina. Who doesn't question the fact that there's an angel standing behind them. Like the power that you have is so immense, like a volcano. Let yourself erupt, create, express. Because if you stay where you are, it does lead to stagnation. I mean, I feel like that energy is very clear. There's a call for movement, for you to move in a direction that feels exciting and aligned for you, to take the step, to take the leap. There is a friend of mine who's another creator, and he posted something the other day that said, what did he say? Cringe isn't real. And I sat with that for a minute because I was like, wait a minute, I cringe at myself all the time. But how often, Like, but then I challenged myself because I was like, sure, I cringe at myself, but how often do I actually like cringe at other people? I mean, I would honestly say the only time that I would find myself cringing at someone else is if they were wildly rude, unkind, like being a complete jerk to someone else. I don't ever find myself cringing at someone who is wildly expressing themselves in a positive or harmless manner. What kind of person would I be to cringe at someone like that? And would I ever want to be friends with someone who would cringe at people for just expressing themselves? Absolutely not. No way. Like, no. So I think there is something to that. Like, if we can get past that our the voices in our head that tell us you can't do that, people are going to laugh at you, what will people think, you're too old, like all of that junk. Who would you be? What could you create? Think of the things you could do. You're protected. Okay. And I think you've done more work on yourself than you give yourself credit for. Because if you're really standing in your truest expression and sharing something beautiful with the world, or whatever way that looks like for you, if someone were to laugh at you or be cruel to you about that, I don't think it would actually faze you the way you think it might, the way your inner child fears that it might. I think you would be like, what a terrible person. Like, okay, something's wrong with you to laugh at me because I'm learning how to crochet. I mean, think about it like that. So I feel like your message is pretty succinct, actually. Are there any final messages for Pisces, please? Last card. See the beauty. Gratitude. The sacred is everywhere. And that's what we were really talking about with let me switch the view here. That's what we were really talking about with Fern Gully and like the trees and the plants. I mean, you are part of this beauty. You are here and alive on planet Earth right now, experiencing the beauty of all that is, the way light shimmers through leaves through a tree, and the way it hits the ground, the way a bird comes to get seeds and flitters around in a puddle of water, or the way a child lights up when they see a toad jumping in the yard. Like, I'm getting emotional because there's so much beauty in this world. And you're an expression of that beauty. And the things that you still have to create are so beautiful already. And I think Spirit really wants you to see that you're capable of adding to the beauty of this world that we have the privilege of living in. And I hope that you'll allow yourself to see that. I also think you should watch Fern Gully. It's just come through the entire reading. I'm definitely going to watch it with my daughter tomorrow because it's come through, and I don't think I've watched it in probably 30 plus years. So there might be a message for you in that movie. But I feel like that's what we have for you. I just cut the deck to pave your own way. Leadership, courage, forge, don't follow. So this was a beautiful, beautiful reading to channel for you, Pisces, and I hope that it resonated for you. If it did, please like, share, subscribe. Hyping is a thing now. You can comment and let me know down below. If you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, you can find that information at my website at theseaowl.com. Or, all of that's down in the description box below. I may have already said that. I'm sorry. This is just my YouTube spiel. So, more than anything, please take excellent care of yourself, Pisces, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.